The Lantern is brought to you by Innovation Economy Banking at JP Morgan.
This is Matt from MGMT Boston. On another episode of Lantern, we have Andrew Lau, the co-founder and CEO of one of the best startups in Boston.
Ooh, that's very kind.
Jellyfish, growth stage startup. And we are here today to learn about, first of all, what is Jellyfish for anyone new who has never heard of it before?
Yeah.
What's going on in the startup this fall? What has Andrew learned about building companies since he joined the startup world, coming out of MIT just a few short years ago? And what is his ask for us in the community? So let's start at the top. What is Jellyfish, Andrew?
Great. Okay. Well, Jellyfish is an engineering management platform. Pause. Everyone's like, what is an engineering management platform? Well, hey, I started as an engineer, realizing how the business side and the engineering side really don't work super well together.
Sure.
So that's our mission, which is make engineering and business link up a little better.
Right.
Now, how does it actually manifest? Well, we help a bunch of things. We help things like companies understand, are they underinvesting in certain product lines or maintenance, and how to actually align with the business to fuel that.
Mm-hmm.
We help companies predict when things are going to finish. Like if you've got a big feature coming out, like when is it going to get there? So other people can plan around it. We help companies figure out like who's stuck and what part of the SDLC is slow and why, to developer sentiment surveys to really understand like, hey, is the experience going well with developers, to really boring stuff like software capitalization and tax credit automation, right? But all these things come down to how you run an engineering organization and how it links up with the business and how to make it more effective. That's what we do.
And most importantly, we are here in the fall of 2024. There's a ton going on in the business, hyper growth startup. What's happening? What should we all know that Jellyfish is focused on this fall?
So I'm super excited actually about all the things that are coming with respect to GenAI and co-pilots and all of this, right? So all of us are watching around how this state of general technology is changing very quickly.
Sure.
In the land of software engineering, like the whole world of AI is really starting to take foot and actually start to like, there's cool tools like co-pilots to like advanced tools that we haven't seen yet that are agentic systems. We're finding our customers, our peers, our friends, they're all trying to figure out like, these things are awesome, I can feel them, but how is it actually changing things? And so we launched recently this co-pilot dashboard that helps you understand like, what are the changes that are affecting things? Like, what is it speeding up? What is it slowing down? Who's it actually helping? Who is it actually hurting in this case? And so we actually have data to the fore here, which is like really neat. We look across, I think over a third of our customers are actually using this. We can actually kind of get a glimpse across all these organizations. Like, what are the trends that are happening?
Sure.
Like, and I can tell you things are actually speeding up in certain ways. And there's certain groups of people here that are seeing strong acceleration and other ones are seeing less so, right? And so I think there's a lot of hype, some of it warranted, some of it's just hype and generalities. And we actually have seen some really neat, specific outcomes out of here that I think are really powerful. And so bringing more fidelity to that problem and help people actually understand how's this adoption going to work and why and how. Like, so I'm super stoked about that because we're bringing real data to that conversation.
We will link that in the comments just so everyone's aware of Jellyfish's co-pilot. Now, Andrew has been building startups literally since he graduated from MIT. What are some of your learnings that you would pass back to the community, whether that's to founders, operators, just anyone else who wants to get involved in startups? What should they know about startups?
I think I'll be cheesy and simple. Default yes and treat people right. Like, I think that in general, you should participate more, right? Like, whether it be a cool project that you see in the office and was asking you to help out on, or going to an event, or supporting Lantern, any of these things, just the default should be yes. And I don't think that means like you can do everything.
Right.
I'm not saying abuse your time or do crazy stuff, but I'm like, hey, start with a posture of yes. Like, just say yes and work with someone, go grab a beer with someone, go support the next generation, go help a customer, just more yes, or show up at a community event. And then the other part is like, treat people right. My lesson on this is that it is a small world we live in, a small circle, the technology circles. That intern of yours will be your investor in 5 years. That person that you met in a hallway will suddenly be someone that actually hires you down the road, or someone that you actually had a beer with, on the side of a meetup. A few years later is going to have that really great idea that you want to build a startup with. You just don't know, right? So there's all this magic that actually happens. You should absolutely treat people right. Give more chance for serendipity to happen.
Definitely. Open up your aperture of opportunities.
Of course,
I strongly believe in that too.
Say yes.
And thank you for your support.
Yeah.
Speaking of support, we are here to support Jellyfish grow here in Boston. What are some of the things we in the community can do to help you all?
I thought hard about this, and I think the community has been wonderful to us. So really appreciate already the chance to actually connect with everyone. I actually think it's simple. Actually, it's a statement for all of us. I think we should all be a little bit louder, a little bit prouder, a little more Team Massachusetts here on this stuff. I think we have a great environment, amazing companies, amazing technologists, amazing product people, amazing go-to-market people. I think sometimes we're a little bit too hard on ourselves. I think we have to flex a little bit more, puff chest a little bit more, right? Because I think we have great stuff going on here. And in doing so, rising tide lifts all boats. We'll crush it.
Amen. You heard it here first. This is Andrew from Jellyfish, Matt from MGM2 Boston, another episode of The Lantern. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Matt.
This episode of The Lantern is brought to you by Innovation Economy Banking at JP Morgan. With JP Morgan's guidance, your startup can go from growing pains to growing without limits. With tech that powers your growth and bankers across the globe to help you disrupt every market, you can go from seed to IPO and beyond. JP Morgan, let's build your future together.